Now that we have this shot, let's render one screenshot to see what we have now. Full HD, DAA, let's render this out. 40 proxies. And let's check how that looks like. So we have proxies here. We had this before, now we have this. Adding a bit more of abstraction, we changed the noise size, they abstracted the bushes a bit. For now, this is a good start. Let's try to do something more experimental now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a plane. And now in illustration, it's quite common to have basically the background of the character whiter, just to kind of give emphasis. So I want to try to do this in this shot. So let's try to use this. Let's create a proxy out of that. Here we go. And let's add something to this proxy. We're gonna add some pigment turbulence behind it with a proper size or world scale, 0.01. Better. And I'm gonna make this that. I'm gonna bring the scale up, the noise a bit down, and then I'm gonna select this material and I'm gonna add a cookie for that. And I select my cookie gradient and I assign the mask. So as you can see here, we're having the background that is kind of driving the eye towards the action through pigment turbulence. We can even add some bleeding to it so that everything that's behind it is a bit bleeded as well. I think that would be pretty cool. And then we can key this plane according to whatever motion is happening. I mean, we can also constrain it to the character. That could be interesting, and have it move with it. Let's try to do that. So this is Domo emphasis card. Let me go to perspective. So now that we have this, let me show those curves. Perfect. So now I want to point constrain this to probably this one. So I go constrain, point, contain offset, apply. All right, so now whenever he's moving, it's gonna move with him, which is pretty cool. I don't know how this is gonna look like in motion, but this is to experiment, right? This was what this video was about, so let's see how that looks. Show curves. That's an interesting effect. I don't know if I want to keep it, but let's see if there's something else we can do. Here I like how it's looking. Let me delete the constrain and constrain actually the group so I can move it around. I delete this. I go to show curves. Emphasis. And then I'm gonna go here to emphasis, constrain, point, show maps controllers. Let's see how that looks like. So it doesn't really look like it's following him, but that's why we're doing this. So let's key two different things. So one of them is while he's on the floor. I'm going to key this position. And the other one is once he stands up and moves the other way. It should be further there. Just experimenting a bit. See how that looks like. And this should be definitely rather here. So we go there, stands up, and then we follow him. All right, and I'm gonna do the same thing for Totti just to experiment with it. So I'll be duplicating the emphasis card, adding it on Totti. This is Totti emphasis. I might just make this more his size. Let's unparent this, make a group, dot emphasis. We have that. We can constrain these two dot instead show curves. Probably this part is gonna constrain to the emphasis. Constrain point. Let's see how that looks like. So we have our two heroes kind of highlighted. That could look interesting. I don't know if this is gonna stay. I'm just playing around at this point. I've done too many tutorials, I think. So let's key this here, because once he's standing up, the card should not be here anymore. It should be there. And it should follow him until he goes out of camera. Perfect.